Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in on a Sunday evening. I wish you everyone a very, very happy Independence Day. It's a great moment. It's been 75 years since we got our independence. Our Prime Minister's speech was awesome today. He used the word Sabka Prayas or the phrase Sabka Prayas and encouraging each one of us to do more, right? And bring in a can-do attitude. To build our nation and to take our nation forward. And today we are extremely honored, humbled, and overwhelmed with the love and support that we have received from each one of you. Today is also a very important moment for us as an ecosystem and as a young initiative to come and present our philosophy, our thought process, and our theses on how we together can make an impact in the nation building journey. So Santosh and I today are going to welcome you to our inaugural Seed Acceleration Program and walk you through the journey and also unveil our first cohort of startups today. And would love to have the startups introduce themselves to you, and then later on open that up for a freewheel networking session.
We'll also have various founders who have done incredible work for a decade and presenting how they have been supporting various startups in their own capacities. And the motivation for that is to encourage, ask and give in the ecosystem. We are a byproduct of many success and many failures equally, but this forum is to encourage startups to succeed together and ask for help and take support wherever you could. So thank you so much for coming in. We will start presenting about this initiative and overall about Foundership. Thank you.
Thanks, Santosh. So today evening schedule, without taking a lot of your precious evening on a Sunday evening, we have kept it crisp. We welcome all of you once again. We'll spend a little bit about our journey so far on Foundership. We'll talk a little bit of what to expect in the program, what you see us to do in the program, and would love to hear how you could participate and pay it forward in this program as well. The next part will be to unveiling the cohort of startups today, and then we'll invite some of you to share a few thoughts, on your perspectives, either as an investor, as a founder, and also as a fund, as to what you see, the ecosystem and the way it's evolving over the last decade and in the future decade, and we will then move up into an open networking event. So it all started about a year ago. The background story is, Santosh and I have been very active in the ecosystem. Both of us have been entrepreneurs over a decade. We spent more than 10 years in the startup ecosystem, building our own companies individually. He built out, India's largest DIY event management platform, Xplora. Most of you know him for that. I've had an interesting journey as well. I've done 2 startups. A third one before it got off the ground, we decided to close that down. I had one successful exit. I had built out a healthcare SaaS company, PharmEasy, with a Z, of course. And with this, we saw a great passion between Santosh and I to have coached and mentored a lot of startups in this journey, right? So in each one of us, we were able to reach out to about close to 100 odd startups in 2020. And our passion to create success at early stage and at seed stage is what brought us together towards the end of December 2020. And this culminated in seeing a gap towards the end of 2020, where we saw execution is still underrated. A lot of startups continue to face execution challenges, and we coming in with a lot of founder first, operator led mindset. We had seen some successful frameworks and philosophies that really helped us to gain momentum during our journey of being an entrepreneur. And when we also looked at successful companies doing that, execution continues to remain one of the key important nuts and bolts of running any successful high scale or even a profitable business. And now with a decade of strong experience in our local ecosystem, we felt it's an opportunity to bring the community together and lead from a founder-led initiative, to the ecosystem. And from a deal quality flow, we also saw a gap in that there is a lack of strong signals available to enable high quality deal flow, especially for angel investors and for smaller funds that are looking to invest in seed stage and in pre-seed stage companies. So this culminated in us creating Foundership, which is an initiative for founders by founders and leaders from the ecosystem, where we all come together to help startups succeed together. Right? So over the first 6 months, we ended up working with close to 50 plus startups. These are some of them. You will hear a couple of them also talk a bit later. We worked with them over a 1 month cohort, solving one business problem. We experimented a lot in the cohort formats, trying to solve one business problem. For some, it was solving customer acquisition problem. For some, it was getting their fundamentals right in order to get growth ready. And for some, it was all about how do I scale from here, right? How do I unlock my growth? So we had the fortune to interact with idea stage companies, seed stage companies, and early stage, and also at growth stage. And a lot of companies that we also spoke with were the companies who were stuck in their growth path, right? They were not able to move up to the next level of their growth journey. So after these experiments is where we felt, this is essentially where we fit in to bring in a lot of value. Santosh?
Yeah. So as Vimlesh talked about, over the years, many of you are founders and leaders in various, in roles. So this becomes a foundation for Foundership way forward. So 3C, coaching, capital, connect. When we say coaching, as Vimlesh talked about, we figured out that with India having a decades of success now, with founders and leaders having built businesses in their own roles and responsibilities, we have now high quality people who are interested to be part of many initiatives and coach seed and pre-seed startups. So that is one area that we do. We also run cohort programs, which we're going to talk about it, where we help early stage founders to solve critical business challenges. Could be customer success, could be sales and many other functions. We also invite founders and leaders to be part of this initiative, to mentor, whether you could offer one meeting in a month or a couple of meetings in a month, help the founders who are seeking for mentorship to hear them out, especially hear them out and see how you could guide them. The second bucket is capital. As with India having great successful founders and leaders coming out with some exits, with some ESOPs, with some equities that has now given them cash, they are looking out for quality startups that they can spend time, they can invest time, and also they can put money. And I think that is one of the signal systems, that is one of the capital that we are talking about, helping those startups who are very, very early stage. If they can be heard in the initial quarter or 2 quarters, there is likely to be a success rather than getting ignored by both execution problems and a bit of capital. So that's what we are bringing out in the capital with a bit of signal systems. Now that we are going to work with the founders, you will have more visibility of which founders and which thesis and which problems you may like to align with them. And the third one is connect. As we all know, every founder would going to tell you absolutely for sure that he or she has been helped by somebody in the industry or ecosystem, and for which they are grateful. That is the philosophy behind Connect, where we will be connecting startups with further founders and leaders in however they would like to mentor them, get them into advisory, or however it is. In some cases, we are not going to interfere. We are not going to be any stumbling block. It's an open system, and hence it's going to flow smoothly across all the 3 buckets. So primarily Foundership has 2 strong pillars. One of them is the seed acceleration program, for which we are all here and we are going to present about it. The other one is cohort programs, which is where we're going to be doing a lot of programs on specific challenges. So seed acceleration program is a 4-month program that we're starting from today. 6 highly curated startups. We had 116 applications. We went and ensured that we are going to be choosing those startups where we can add value, where the founders and leaders who are part of foundership can add value. So we've been very choosy about these 6 startups that we can help them in terms of coach, bring them in terms of connection to the further founders and leaders, and also bring capital to them to help them to go to the next level. Now, as part of this program, we have 4 pillars. We're talking about customer, market, product, and business. And with these 4 months, we're going to go take them through this entire stage. It's an iterative stage, and we're going to work with them every week, ensuring that there is a visibility. They are taking our time. The mentors are investing time to work with them on specific challenges, all with the spirit saying, let's help the startup to overcome challenges or bottlenecks. And similarly, we also do this weekly cadence in terms of getting a framework, which we have been doing for the last 6 months. You learn something that is applicable to you, you apply that, you unblock where you're getting stuck, and then you review that, and then you retrospect and come back again. So there is a high momentum that gets built in because you're going to go through this sort of process there. And then we've been doing the cohort programs from January. We are going to now launch a lot more cohort programs. Over to you with this.
Yeah. So the cohort-based programs is something that that's been catching up around the world as a wildfire, and this is how many adults learn. And we figured out a model in which we could enable to solve one or more business problems using group learning and emphasizing a lot on accountability on a weekly basis. So our cohort-based programs are primarily focused around a time duration of 4 to 12 weeks, where we bring in where these programs are managed. They have a very strong structure around it, which follows the philosophy of learn, apply, review, and repeat life cycle. It brings in the founders and leaders to share their knowledge over weekly work sessions, share their best practices, their philosophies of what made them successful or what worked in company X but didn't work in company Y. Because we all know that something that works in one company need not work in another company as well, right? We also saw bringing in a lot of peer accountability made a lot of difference just by it's sort of like a pseudo gamification to say that, hey, founder X did this something, he's been amazingly able to execute week on week. Why am I not able to do it? Let me also pull up myself and not feel alone in this journey of being a founder. So we saw peer accountability work extremely well, where each founder during the cohort pushes the other to actually perform. And this very strong focus on achieve a certain result, right? So every startup that we have seen over the last 6 months has been tangibly able to derive results based on their own capabilities. So some startups have gone over and beyond what they could achieve. They came for one business problem, but they ended up solving 3 in a month. Some startups, they found a path to solve their first problem. So every startup we encourage to focus on what results you want to achieve by working with us and leveraging the network that you have. And by the end of this cohort, we see all these startups build out a great trusted peer level strong community network, which is not just about the participants in the cohort, but also people around the community as well. So these are some of the CBPs that we have. Right now they're all going to be launching out with enrollment starting in September. We have a founder-led sales fellowship coming up. This is especially for tech founders who are launching a product, starting with a product idea, focusing on the B2B market across the world, but have never done sales before. The customer success fellowship is to bring in excellent SaaS customer success practices around our ecosystem. We have some great program directors who have volunteered to come in to put a design structure around these programs. Get Growth Ready is our flagship program that we have been running for the last 6 months, to enable no-code movement, to enable every small idea to be converted into a side project or into reality. Where we are working on a build no-code side project. Again, some fantastic volunteers who have come in to help put that structure together. GTM for India Health Tech is something that's very close to my heart. I'm very fortunate to have one of the program mentors, program directors with us. Both of us have been entrepreneurs in the healthcare ecosystem. So we are putting a market access GTM for India Health Tech program to help the early stage companies get a lot more access to the right partners in the ecosystem and even early adopters in the ecosystem. While this is where we start, we will be launching many more, and we would welcome each one of you. If you have something to give back, we would love to have a discussion with you, later on of today's event. So these are currently some of our founders and leaders. Shortage of space, we are able to list in a few of them. Many more are there who have already committed their participation with the foundership initiatives, and we would like to share our token of appreciation and thank you to them. And for new people on this forum, you would like to be part of this initiative movement, we would love to have you on board as well as a founder or as a leader mentor. Santosh?
Yeah, and as we talked about the second C, which is capital, so we're also bringing out a lot of founders and leaders right in this event and beyond have conveyed their kind of participation in evaluating, in helping startups during the very early stage, and happy to explore writing the initial check that required at the pre-seed and seed stage. We are also fortunate and glad to have received support of angels and VCs who have been participating in seed for many startups, such as Bloom to Pentlearn to Gemba Capital and to Singapore Angel Network and many more, even Stellaris and more. So we are encouraging any founders and leaders who would like to be part of this movement, where they will have access to very early stage, pre-seed stage, and have an opportunity to work with them and equally write check. Please, convey us. We will love to include you in the list. We have some amazing partners. Starting from I think the first one is missing out. It could be segment. With fantastic partners coming in, and we will love to again bring products and services that is available to startups in a spirit of helping them to reduce cost, in a spirit of helping them to use best practices among their kind of solutions to put forward to the startups, so that they can leverage both in terms of learning and implementing and quickly taking their startups to the next level of growth. And this movement is not about just one or two. We are absolutely fortunate that many of you who are in your full-time capacity while building your business, but you would like to invest time a bit, please join us in this movement. We will make sure that we are able to represent you and your motivation, and we will respect your time. And this is where we will take the startups to succeed together.
Fantastic. Thank you, Santosh. This is an unbelievable time. We put this out application form with a great conviction that, hey, markets around the world are underserved, and seed and pre-seed stage do need a lot more help than what we can imagine. And when we put out this application, we partnered with F6S, and we were completely overwhelmed. Where we got applications not only just from India, but we also got a lot of applications from Europe, from Russia, from Middle East, from Southeast Asia as well. But due to various reasons, we had to limit our first round of shortlist to companies who are either registered themselves in US or in India right now. And we are extremely super excited to announce and unveil and also hear the introduction from each one of our startups. So here you go. We now unveil our first 6 startups of batch 1. These are our first 6 startups from batch 1. We have Cook, amazing set of founders. They're building a platform for recipe creators and consumers, solving a very unique problem that all of us face every day in our homes. Second one is Cruspo, a very young group, two young entrepreneurs. They're creating a platform for creators and influencers who have digital content. We have Madcap, who's building out a platform for global artists to monetize their live workshops. We have Innovate, who is a B2B2C SaaS and a multi-sided travel CRM marketplace that connects global travel ecosystems. We have Superpage, which is again a B2B2C platform for content creators and influencers to monetize their audience. And we have one very interesting startup called Zebo Live, which is tapping tier 2, tier 3 of India on the entertainment and talent platform that promises that become a celebrity and build your fan base through their live streaming platform. Right? So with this, we move on to the introductions of each startup. We will start with...
Hi, Sakshi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this platform, Santosh and Bimlesh, and looking forward to this event.
It's fantastic. Sakshi, over to you.
So, hello, everyone. I am here starting my pitch or my introduction, our introduction of Cook Startup, asking you one question. आज खाने में क्या बनाना है? I am sure most of you struggle to answer this at home, that what do you want to eat? And at times we feel that thinking what to eat is more of a stress than eating. So I am looking forward to your replies on the chat box, answering with a yes or a no if you feel aaj khane mein kya banana hai is a tough question for you to answer every day.
Fantastic. You're getting a lot of yes here.
So I'll just move on. Hi everyone, I am Sakshi this side from Cook. So Cook is basically derived from cooking cues. It is short of cooking cues. So while explaining the problem statement, I will just take you through a brief journey. So Namrata and I have been friends for more than 8 years. We met during our CA journey. And during that tenure, we used to love hopping to different restaurants, trying different cuisines, explore different food styles, food plating, different restaurants. And we knew that, both of us, while we are doing CA, we have some passion towards food. And lately during pandemic, we were just speaking on a call. So we were just discussing that how brilliantly Zomato and Swiggy have solved the problem of, home delivery or finding a restaurant. But again, at times we go to Swiggy thinking that we will order a burger, but then you look at options like pizza, Thai, and you get confused on what do you want to eat. Then, both of us are married, we stay with our parents, we have a 2-year-old kid. So we were discussing again that, on Facebook, there are these toddler groups wherein you can find easy to cook recipes for new moms. Then both of us being the millennials, we prefer using Instagram to look forward to some new recipes. But our moms, again, they are not too tech savvy, so they would want to go to YouTube to explore more recipes. So we realized that there is no one platform for anyone to explore recipes, like it's scattered all over. Then last year I met Tahir at a friend's party, and we just connected over how the creators economy is booming. And again, we started thinking that, there are too many platforms for the food content creators to share their recipes, be it Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Some of these people have their own blogs, they have their apps. So there is no one niche platform for these content creators to share their recipes. And we started digging deep into it. So we connected to a lot of these food content creators and realized that even though they were doing some professional job, like some of them are CAs, lawyers, CS, some are IT professionals, but given a choice, they would, want to quit their jobs and pursue cooking as a full-time profession if they are able to monetize it. We are thinking to solve the problem by having one platform for all the app users to explore recipes and help them plan their weekly meals with a meal planning calendar. followed by a grocery list which pops up. Because at times you decide that this is what I want to eat. You tell the cook or your mom or your spouse that, hey, can you please cook noodles? And then they come and say, oh, sorry, noodles are not there at home. So that is something we are trying to solve for our end users. For the content creators, we are trying to create a platform wherein they get connected to these professional chefs, food stylists, food photographers, and they get some training to, build a career out of this. And then people can use their services to plan their meals for which they can charge. It's not like a diet service, because again, diet may be a fad for some. But some of our TG, they would be more than happy to get their meals planned from these influencers and pay for them, pay some nominal amount for that. So Namrata comes from a background of family who runs a chain of cafes. So basically, she comes from a background of hospitality industry and commerce background. She looks after the content and marketing at Coop. Tahir is the technical wizard of the team, and he comes from an entrepreneurship background of running a digital agency. So he's the one who looks after the product design and the development. I have worked with M&A in the past, in the M&A team, and I am surrounded by these startup founders and product folks. So, as in when we started this last year, we did a lot of surveys to understand what the users are exactly looking for. So, us being as the same mind group as our TGs, it just helps us to understand the stress which goes into deciding when your mom is standing on your head asking at the breakfast table, अब मैं lunch में क्या बनाऊं? So that thing कि कुछ भी बना दो, and when you get that लौकी का सब्जी on the plate, you're like, oh God, what did you make? So we understand the stress which is coming there. And being connected with these content creators, we've got a feedback that how desperately they would want to monetize it and build a future out of it. So we are getting a first-hand experience in understanding the users and the content creators parallelly. So we launched the beta version of the app in June, and July is when we went live. We have about 700 active users with 1,500 recipes, out of which 500 recipes are shared by our content creators. So side by side, we also started exploring diet services, and we started with that in this month itself. And we have about 8 people already using our diet services, and 2 or 3 of them may convert like in a day or so. And we have about 70 food content creators. In fact, I'm in touch with, I guess, about 150 of them now, and balance 80 are yet to be converted because again, they are looking for some monetization here. And once we are there, they would be more than happy to join the platform. So yes, if you feel aaj khane mein kya banana hai is a problem, bring Coop to your home. You can scan the logo from here, download it. We are available both on Android and App Store. And please remove the stress of deciding what to eat with our weekly meal plans. Make aaj khane mein kya banana hai an easy solution and not a stressful one. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sakshi. That was amazing, wonderful. Thanks, Tahir and Namrata, for joining in as well.
Anybody who would like to help Cook founders in terms of hearing them out in their GTM, in their product engineering, and in connecting other food lovers that you have seen within your network, please in the inbox chat, I've submitted the link. Please let us know. We will connect you with them. They are in the very early days of their journey. I'm sure your support will be counted. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Cool. So next team is going to be Crespo. Aditya, get ready. I'm going to.
Hi Santosh sir, hi Biblesh sir.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me as a speaker.
Hi. This is our young dynamic founding team. So over to you, Aditya and Keshav.
Just before that, to give more context, I just went through the people list and few of them are already connected with me over LinkedIn. I don't know if they remember me or not, but let's get started with the presentation. Let's just start with a game. The name of the game is Guess the Segment, and here are all 3 clues. Number one, this segment accounts for 40 million underserved small and medium-sized businesses. And due to COVID and lockdown impact, one of the major sources of revenue has declined by 33%. And this segment accounts for 80% female founders. So the name of the segment is creators and influencers. Both are correct, but the problem here is that we are all treating them as those famous personalities out there, but we should consider them as the next generation of SMBs, which they actually are, because creators are going to be the new founders. So hi everyone, this is Aditya Joshi. I'm co-founder at Kruspo. So at Kruspo, we empower creators to launch and grow their digital content platforms via our no-code tools, and that too under their own brand name. So as we all know that the new normal era has already begun and it's 2021, but still no easy way exists for creators to build their digital content platforms. In this economy, revenue is concentrated on the top, as just 2% of creators account for the 90% of the revenue. And still there are lots of creators who are struggling to build their own exclusive online community. So based on the current approach, creators, they either need to hire a developer or learn the tech by themselves, because of which they end up using multiple tools, they pay for multiple subscriptions, and it's a complete wastage of time, money, and efforts. So another popular but not so useful way is to create profiles on marketplaces or listing platforms. So creators, they just list their profile on this platform and they just sit and wait for results to come at their place. So, but this has to be a perfect scenario where creators have their plug and play model through which they can create their own white labeled or custom branded platforms where they can showcase their brand and build the credibility in the market. And they have the exact services and tested tools which they require to build their own exclusive community. So to create such a perfect scenario, we have built our product Kruspo. So with Kruspo, creators can create, launch, and grow their personalized and customizable digital content platforms via all the no-code tools that we have in our hub. Apart from this, with Kruspo, they can also live stream under their own brand name without any use of third-party application. Kruspo has all the tested built-in automations that are designed to build their content businesses at scale. Kruspo works on a usage-based model, so creators pay only for the features used at the end of 30 days. So now this brings a completely flexible model on the creators' end. Creators also have the complete freedom to design their own membership and subscription-based plans or model, and they can sell their content on their own terms. Kruspo has its own creator wing, where we help creators to market and promote their content to their target audience. So now you might wonder that why us and not our other competitors out there in the market. So what makes a difference in a startup is the team behind it and their vision. So talking about us, me as a founder, I have a prior experience of working at content design and management at Internet Moguls. So the founder of Internet Moguls is Avi Arya, who is one of the big content creators of India. So I used to work at his backend team. Apart from this, I founded my first startup at the age of 18, which was more like a hyper-local startup. Talking about my other co-founder, Keshav Suman, he's 21 years old and he has a prior experience of working as a full-stack developer at Pixelweb and other agencies. Apart from this, he was an ex-senior developer at Samrit. So the achievement here is that he was able to build their retail technology in just a matter of 2 weeks. So this is what we bring on the table. Now you might also wonder that even after belonging to entirely different industries, how we met up and how we end up being the co-founders at Kruspo. So all the credit goes to COVID and lockdown. So talking about our journey and the link between us, we are a combination of junior and senior. So we met each other in college and we have worked on different startup ideas in our entrepreneurship cell. For past a few months, we have been doing freelancing together just to create freedom for ourselves. So wherein we got a chance to meet and understand the problems that are faced by a different set of individuals. And then we ended up creating the product Kruspo. So we launched our MVP in the between February and March of 2021. We tested out with all the creator community that we had already, and we worked on all the feedbacks. We tried our hands on different sectors as well, and now we are live with the version 1 of our product. So this is not the end of the journey. This actually remarks the beginning of an entirely new journey. And to make it more exciting, here are a few stats of our initial traction that we have achieved so far. But just before that, and to give you more context about Kruspo, and to sum up the entire experience of all our beta users and early adopters in just 2 words, then it would be insanely great. And these 2 words were enough for us to pitch to other creators out there. So out of the creators we have pitched so far, 55% of creators have booked a demo for a digital tour of our platform. Out of this, 50% have successfully registered for our freemium model, and we at Trustpo, we have converted 34% to paid creators who are currently using all our premium creator tools to grow their audience reach. So if you believe in our vision that creators are going to be the next generation of SMBs, then we are open for discussion in the network. So thank you guys. Thank you for all your time and patience, and thank you for listening to us.
Fantastic. Great presentation, Aditya. Thank you so much. Thanks, Keshav.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aditya. Thanks, Keshav. Guys, do submit your input wherever, whichever startup we could help. We will definitely connect back after the event too with an email with the link. But wherever you can help, please kind of submit your.
Okay, guys. Gokul here from Madcap. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Happy Independence Day. Hope you guys are doing good. Madcap is a platform for creative artists to come showcase their talent. In the post-pandemic, we have brought in hundreds of artists from across the globe to showcase talent to workshops, master classes, and courses. And the team is me and my wife. So I have experience with previous startups. I've exited one successfully and I've failed in one. And I have 10 plus years of experience in marketing, branding, distribution, and advertising. My wife, Sonalia Gokulraj, is India's youngest chartered accountant, and she was working as a senior manager in EY, handling their European clientele. And she quit that job, and now we both are doing this full time. The story about whole Madcap, we started this off as an experiment back in 2018 in helping out one of my friend who was a self-taught artist in Chennai, and he was finding it difficult to conduct workshops offline. So I came and helped him out with conducting his workshops, and from there on, it snowballed, and we've been experimenting until 2019. And by end of 2019, we grew to across 10 cities in India. And that's when we decided that we have to make this as a full-time gig. And that's when we launched Madcap workshops. And post-pandemic, we've moved online, and we've done more than 1,000 plus workshops, catered to 30,000 plus participants across India. And we've also soft launched in Nigeria and Sri Lanka in the past few months. And we've worked with artists locally in Nigeria and Sri Lanka as well. So the problem we're trying to solve has two phases to it. One, from an artist perspective, there are hundreds and thousands of artists in India and abroad who have amazing talent, but they're finding it difficult to monetize the talent or even start a side gig or even create a livelihood out of it, right? The challenges are basically marketing, distribution, to even create a curriculum, to even improve the teaching ability, and to be part of a community of artists and art enthusiasts who appreciate and want to learn from them. And from the other side, we have participants and consumers who want to interact and have a fun experience with the artists on board, both offline and online. And that's where we come in, and we created a plug and play platform for artists. We help them, handhold them in building up their curriculum, creating their, improving their teaching ability, and also making them part of the whole community, and also helping them conduct these workshops, master classes, and courses offline and online. And from the other perspective, we have hundreds of courses, online live courses wherein participants come, learn, interact with the artists, and for all age groups as well. And we've been doing it for the past, 2020 is when we started whole madcapworkshops.com, and we've been increasing in revenue month on month. And even though we didn't have any offline in-person workshops in 2020 due to the pandemic, we still managed to meet the revenue that we had in 2019-20. And this year we are on track to cross 1 crore in revenue with this whole online event space. And this is Madcap, and we're trying to build a global platform for artists and artisans to come showcase the talent, and we want to help them and guide them to build a livelihood out of it. Thank you once again for the opportunity, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you guys and get this going. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Gokul.
Wonderful.
You forgot to mention your global artists who are on your platform. Can you share that a little bit?
Okay, so yeah, we have artists from across the globe, from Germany, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, US, and we have more than 450 plus artists enrolled on our platform with whom we work regularly to build up the curriculum to and get them to do workshops and master classes.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Guys, would you, if you like to help Madcap in their journey as they are building out a great platform out of India for the world, please again let us know in the form. We will connect you, the Gokul and team, to you, so you could extend your support with them.
startup is Innovate.
Thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. This is Narayan, CEO and co-founder of Innovate. Innovate is a multi-sided SaaS-based marketplace for the travel industry, which automates and enables travel companies to run their business seamlessly. Let me introduce to my team. First, I would like to introduce Satish Painse, who is an advisor and who is an experienced CIO and CTO of various multinational companies. Satish Painse has more than 33 years of experience, and I, Vikas, as well as Satish have worked together in Kony way back in 2003 onwards. Next, I would like to introduce Ashish Kumar, who is a thought leader and represents the travel industry to the Government of India. He is the co-chairman of FICCI for Travel Technology and Digital Committee. I would like to introduce next Danesh Gadekar, who's our CTO and co-founder, who has experience of 12 years in technology. And I met Danesh approximately 4 years ago. Let me introduce Vikas Khanduri, co-founder. And Vikas and I have worked again in Kony way back in 2003 to 2006, where I was a business head, and Vikas was the national sales head. And I am Narayan, CEO and co-founder of Innovate. I've been in the travel industry for the past 27 years. I've worked from the smallest to the largest travel companies across the globe, and in all the verticals of travel. So at Innovate, we are solving several problems for the travel industry. The top three problems are the first is 80% of gross bookings which happen for tours and activities across the globe are offline. So unlike flights or hotels, which a customer might feel it's online booking, most of it, even with booking with Make My Trip or Yatra or ClearTrip, 80% of the back office work, communication, coordination, everything happens offline, not only in India, across the globe. The second problem is for the travel suppliers, cost of acquiring travel agencies is extremely high. We make it almost zero for the travel suppliers, which are known as destination management companies. And the third major problem that we solve is there is no easy way of operating seamlessly. So any travel agency or a tour operator, most of them use Excels, emails, as well as multiple aggregators with their logins to create an itinerary, send quotations, get confirmations, vouchers, etc. So Innovate solves multiple problems, but these are the three problems that I've just stated. So Innovate is basically a SaaS-based B2C multi-sided marketplace or a platform for the travel industry. So with just one single application, any travel company of right from a team of 200 or 500 or 1,000 in any country would be able to seamlessly work and at a very affordable cost. So currently, this is the way the travel industry works. So just for a single quotation, so there are approximately on an average 17 communications which happen between the customer or the traveler, the travel companies, and the actual service providers. So we provide all this, and this happens over different systems, including emails, Excel, and different applications. So Innovate resolves this with a single application. So the solution enables a seamless platform to buy, pay, sell, or operate for a travel company or a travel supplier, to transact end-to-end, fast, error-free, and affordably. Very simple to use, saves money 5x. We have mentioned 5x, probably it will be much more than 5x that we have mentioned. And for the business owner, it makes much more money because of the rates, the kind of that rates that they get directly from suppliers. Even large companies or tour operators would be able to get it from the same system. So another advantage is for innovators, repeatability. So because of a CRM that we have built in, that any user is logging in at 9 in the morning and exiting the application late in the evening. So repeatability, retention. So that brings in retention and a daily usage. So that actually results in a lock-in and stickiness to our application. So from that, this is the Innovate platform. So right now we have already built the B2B part of it, and this is the B2B, where all the suppliers can upload their entire content, contract rates for different markets, their markups. Some of the API will collaborate with large aggregators, and this is the B2C part of it. So where basically the end traveler would also be provided all the services through a single platform through the travel agency with a white label. With the Out API, the same thing can again be extended to large OTAs, tour operators, as well as enable even airlines to create on-the-fly packages. So one would wonder why innovate, especially during this time. I think this is the best opportunity available because of pandemic. The travel industry is really hurt very bad, but at the same time, it offers a wonderful opportunity. I think the users have got used to working remotely, not going to their offices, which the owners, the travel agencies, while the travel industry revives, they do not have the money to spend on the infrastructure. We provide everything right from diverting the calls, incoming calls into their mobile phones and applications where all the entire team is working remotely or through their work at home. Now, so till date, we have onboarded approximately 137, though I mentioned 135 suppliers from 51 countries, travel agencies 296, and out of which are 119 are paid B2B customers. And we are still pre-revenue, though we have earned approximately 13.5K USD till date. And we are yet to complete the entire thing for the customers to take the benefit. So Innovate is basically a unique, affordable, innovative, multi-sided, SaaS-based, end-to-end system for travel companies across the globe. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Narayan.
Thanks, Narayan.
Thank you.
Vikas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, this is a tough problem, and any of you would like to extend your support to Innovate, please, again, in the same form, you could say Innovate, and we will love to connect the founders.
Next up is Srivatsa from another cool.
Hi, thanks Beamless, and thanks Santosh. Hello everyone. So basically Superpage is a mini website for content creators that they can easily install on their bio and send traffic to multiple links. So the fundamental problem we are trying to solve with Superpage is 80% of content creators make very little money. And because of COVID, the whole behavior of people sustaining the on passion have boomed up quite a lot, because a lot of people are now turning to build their side gigs apart from doing just a full-time job. And most social networks offer only one link on their bio that results to less traffic and revenue across their multiple avenues. And creators today use multiple tools for one common goal, which is monetization. So they fundamentally have a website built on WordPress or open source tools, and they combine multiple tools to sell services to their audiences. So what Superpage gives them is an all-in-one tool for monetization. So you can imagine it like a Shopify. It is fundamentally a mini website with built-in, easily installable, like one-click tools for monetization and building their website as well. So you can think of it like commerce for content creators. We actually empower creators build a mini website with built-in tools of commerce. So a few notable users we have today are Will Powerstar, who is running a YouTube channel with 2 million subscribers, and we have other YouTubers for 300k and 200k subscribers. As you can see right now, these are the screenshots of our real users. Superpage links are right now being used across multiple platforms, across all social media, to fundamentally drive users or drive their audiences to this page and show off their all their content and offerings, and then drive revenue from that single page itself. So the major use cases which we have observed of why people are using Superpage is fundamentally, again, to as an identity for a creator on the internet, as a single one-page identity that they can easily distribute to their audiences on social media, and then sell their commerce. And other use cases are people are selling workshops using our platform, like we have inbuilt tools for Zoom and Google Meet that combines payment as well. So it's just one single page wherein creators can easily accept payments and send these Zoom links. And a creator, we have also seen a unique and different use case with Superpage, which is a fashion influencer selling fashion consultation to their audiences. So these are like extremely niche and new use cases wherein subscribers of a YouTuber are asking him fashion guidance through video calls and paid chats. So our business model is a SaaS plus commissions based business model, wherein people pay for the website. I mean, fundamentally they can start for free and they can upgrade to paid plans for the website, and we charge a 5% commission on the creator earnings. So the last month we have implemented a few growth strategies, and we have seen a good increase in sign up. I'd be happy to discuss much more in this. So fundamentally, we grew over 110% in new creator signups and 128% in the page views that are generated by these creators. So, and our team is actually a team of siblings. We have been living together right from childhood. I come from a background of running a software services and marketing agency for 6 years, so which I presently do as well as a part of managing both the things. And in my career, I've built multiple side projects and I've been experimenting. I've always been a product nerd. And my sister, she comes from 4 years of strong product and engineering experience, where she has served IBM and KPMG. We are live on superpage.to. Feel free to check it out. That's all, guys. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you, Srivatsa. Great presentation. So we come to the surprise package of our cohort.
Hello everyone. Happy Independence Day.
Hello.
And
Hi,
thanks for giving me this opportunity. I'll present my file. I am Chirag Punjabi. I am the founder of Zeebo Live, India's first live digital entertainment talent platform. Made in India, made by Indians, and made for everyone. I started an IT services company after helping my dad's business. I have a bachelor's computing and business administration. I have developed websites and mobile applications for several of the years. Along with me, there is my co-founder Shobha Yadav. She started her journey as a freelancer after her bachelor's in computing, and she has worked in various IT operation roles. How we form a team together? Simply, I can tell you, while serving several customers and exploring what exactly my clients are looking for, I accidentally discovered that Chinese mobile applications have various games and entertainment platforms. So at that time, I was too much curious about it. So whenever I got bored, I started hanging there for few hours a day, either in the morning or in the evening. And life had its own charm. I found my life partner there. We dated and we got married. She's Shobha, my wife and co-founder. So at that time, we decided to build Made in India for India, and that is Zevo Live today. We have come across some problems in our day-to-day life, what each users and every users coming on the platform are facing it. So while serving several customers, we get to know and put our thesis together and get to know that millions of the young people coming from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities are getting bored because they need a platform to hang out beyond some social media platforms, let's say Facebook and Instagram. So they have a talent, they can showcase quickly on their mobile and they can get the appreciation. Along with that, they need to reduce the stress in their day-to-day life. They need to get some earnings from that with their some micro talents, and obviously we are solving it. Zevo Live helps n number of users having the talent to monetize their creativity and increase their fan base in shortest time, unlike YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. There are too many creators in the entertainment field, but there are no many platforms which are either for tier 2 or tier 3 cities, so that users who are based from tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they can mostly onboard on Zevo Live and they can showcase their talent to the audience worldwide, and also they can create their own identity. Also, the users can come on the platform, they can have a social friendship also on our platform, and they can support each other in generating the revenue from our platform itself. We think we are best at this moment. We understood the users coming from tier 2 and tier 3. Our approach is to solve their loneliness through various different engagements and experiences, such as live streaming, multi-calling, short videos, gaming platform, audio streaming and much more. We have started Zevo in the month of October 2020 with generating a revenue of 1 lakh a month, and now we have jumped from 1 lakh to 15 lakh a month. At the time of the starting Zevo Live, we were having 2000 users on our platform, but now we got more than 38,000 users on our platform as our Zevo family. So if you are bored, you can download Zevo Live from Android Play Store. Thank you.
Fantastic. Awesome. So thank you so much, Chirag and Shobha. With this, we come to an end of unveiling and introducing all our 6 startups in our first Seed Acceleration program. Really appreciate all 6 of you doing amazing presentations as part of your introduction and helping the audience today to get a flavor of what this cohort is all about and understanding what you do and how they can help. Right? So I would encourage Santosh, if you can share that.
Yeah. So with all the startups that they presented, this is we've just simplified the form by having a multiple choice. So please go ahead. You don't have to choose only one startup. If you love what Zevo Live is doing and can help them in various things, UX, product management, copy, anything that you think you would like to add your 2 cents and take a session, please put your name in the form. And similarly, any other startups that you saw them presenting, please choose their name too, so we are able to connect them and bring you to help them. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chirag. So as a wrap up to this part of the program, just wanted to call out, we have 4 startups with women co-founders, and we have 1 startup with less than 20 years of age, a co-founding team, and we have one startup who are veterans in the industry that they come with, right? So we ourselves were amazed with with the depth and the passion that each one of them bring to the table, and with the interview process that we did. Before we move to the next segment, where we would like to invite some of the guests to share a few thoughts, Santosh and I would like to share our gratitude and and say a word of thank you to our program mentors who worked with us during this evaluation process, right? So I'd like to call out Swaminathan, Swaminath Jayachandran. Would like to thank Pradeep Soundarajan. Would like to thank Shankar Radan. Would like to thank Konark Singhal, right, and some of the other people who have always encouraged and nurtured and pushed us to move in this direction. So I'd like to thank all of them, in helping us reach this far. So over to you, Santosh. Would love to hear some insights from our guest speakers.
Sure. So thank you, Bimlesh. So now it's a wonderful time to hear many other ecosystem builders, such as founders, leaders, angels, and VCs. They are right there in this forum. We would like to invite them and to share about themselves and their insights and their inputs of India's startup ecosystem, and how creating many opportunities for the early seed stage, pre-seed stage is very crucial. So we're going to invite one by one in no specific order. If I could invite Adit at Gemba Capital. Are you able to see Adit?
No, I'm able to see. Adit, are you there? If you're there, can you just type in hi, yes in the chat box?
Okay. Can we bring Anag from Stellaris? Anag, are you there?
Yes, Anag Prasad. Yes.
Yeah. Could you?
Yeah, I'm inviting him to stage.
Yes. Hi, Anag. Hi.
Santosh, how are you?
Hi, welcome all. We're doing good. We'd love to hear you and hear how Stellaris has been, supporting, seed stage, pre-seed startups. Please, over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So we are an early stage fund. Have been active for around 4 years now, with managing a bit over $300 million in assets. We typically come in at the seed and Series A stages. This could be very early pre-seed, pre-product bets as well, and sometimes at Series A it could be post some traction, post some revenue as well. It's a sector agnostic fund, so we have been making investments on the both B2B and B2C side, covering companies like Whatfix, Slintel, Signsy, which are the enterprise size companies. Then we are pretty active on consumer brands and commerce as well. Mamaearth, which is a personal care brand. Shop 101, which was a social e-commerce company. Then there was M-Fine Health Tech, logistics. We had Loadshare. So the point I wanted to make was essentially it's a fairly sector agnostic kind of portfolio that we have built over the years. We'll typically come in with a small check of between a few $100,000 to up to $4 or $5 million. But the idea is to come in early and be long-term partners with the founders, around 7 to 10 years kind of holding period. Follow on, like enter at seed or Series A and follow on at least till Series C. That has been the idea. So yep, I think no particular theme is more exciting than the other because we are a sector agnostic fund. But still, I think we are quite excited about how already there were a lot of Indian companies on the B2B software side, on the SaaS side, who were making globally competitive tech products. Now we are seeing some of that happening in consumer as well, where we are not just making products for the Indian market, but making it for the global market. Has seen some green shoots with EdTech in particular. But yeah, this is one theme. Then proliferation of live video, especially after the pandemic, we saw a lot of acceleration. Digitization of SMBs, which has been going on at breakneck speed. So these 3-4 themes are something that we are trying to understand more of, and we are seeing increasingly more opportunities. these or anything else as well, would love to be in touch with the founders in this room.
Fantastic.
Great, Anand.
Great.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
Anand.
and happy to hear you and hear about Stellars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we now? I would love to call Naman. Naman, if you are around, could you?
Yeah, Naman is around.
Naman, could you please come and share about you and your wonderful work with many seed stage, pre-seed stage startup that I know? We will love to hear it.
Sure.
Yeah. Hi, Naman.
Hey Bimlesh, hi. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on finally taking your first cohort out. I know this has been very special for you. So I have known Santosh for almost a decade now, ever since his startup was called Ayojak, right? And his passion for helping people around him is very, very infectious. Very humble guy, and I like the fact that he's actually converted this into like trying to build an institution out of this, right? Which will hopefully go a very long way, right? So I am currently building my second startup. I have worked with two very popular startups in the past: FreeCharge, where I was the first product manager. Second was ZipDial. Again, I was the first product manager there. ZipDial later got acquired by Twitter. Then I built my own startup called FindYogi. That was a price comparison engine. We exited to a media company. Then I did a couple of investments in startups. Some of them are at Series B, Series C level now. And now, building my own startup called Reference, where we help freelancers and agencies find clients. So we are helping a lot of startups find their first, social media managers or content writers, or and very popular startups, by the way, right? So Unacademy came to us looking for a graphic designer. Your Story came to us for some design work, right? So initially there's a lot of handholding. We're trying to convert this into a platform where it becomes like a DIY kind of thing for freelancers and agencies to reach out to potential clients and to other professionals in their own domain, right? So we are like in our second year of the journey, growing very well. So we have like about 25,000 active freelancers and agencies from about 55 countries right now, right? But the concentration is obviously on India right now, as it's very, very young that way, and very lean team. There's only like 4 developers in the team. So yeah. And so for the startups that are here, I just like to say one thing. It's a long journey, right? So plan according to that and reach out for any kind of help. I like the fact that Santosh wasn't pitching saying if anybody wants to invest, please fill up the form. He was saying if anybody wants to help, please fill up the form, right? And I've attended many pitch sessions of a lot of accelerators, etc. I like the fact that the concentration is more on helping, and financial helping is not the only thing, right? The investment is not the only thing. So again, many congratulations to both of you for pulling this together.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as you mentioned, Naman has been very, very supportive to many startups. Absolutely extending them with insights, with his time of giving them key inputs. And I think that is also kind of always has influenced me. So thank you, Naman, for coming in and sharing your thoughts.
So Naman and I were also workmates in one of the Product Nation events held in Mysore.
Oh, nice. Small world.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you, Naman. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah. I would like to now invite Sharath Satyanarayan. If you could see him in the...
Yes, he is also there.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Sharath. Welcome.
Hi. Bimlesh, Santosh, congrats. This is awesome. Really happy to see this coming to life. And to all the founders over here, congratulations that you've taken this step. Massive respect. This is quite a journey that you've gotten onto. And for those of you who are taking it for the second or third time, even more respect. So why this is of interest to me? I've kind of been hanging around in the entrepreneurial ecosystem for more than a decade. And before that, I was a corporate lackey for about 8-9 years. This is my 7th venture. I'm building a company called Eder Labs that focuses on a very hard problem. It's data privacy for applied AI, and I'm focusing on financial services, but eventually hope to cover the horizontal spectrum. But the thing is, the interesting thing that I picked up over the many years is that in the 6 that I count as businesses that I attempted, 2 were businesses, 4 were startups, and that distinction kind of became clear in my head over the years. But I think the important point to touch upon here is that I actually learned a lot by being an assistant to a lot of companies through this decade. And I've hung out with Santosh across so many different places, platforms for different companies. We've had really deep conversations about our own journeys. Every time I really needed a shoulder, I would reach out to Santosh, and likewise, it would be back and forth. So I think the point I would also like to make here is that this journey that all of you have taken as founders here requires a lot of resilience. You're going to fail, definitely. Just be prepared. And one way that I started getting over those problems was I always tried to, project a future where I would laugh back at this point in time when I'm struggling. So that almost always got me through, the struggling moments. If there's any way I can assist with some of you, I have a very, very eclectic experience background and a fairly crazy network. Where India and small town India is concerned, I do have some reasonable experience. I set up Nokia's reverse logistics when Nokia was a big deal in 2006. I also built one of India's earliest Desi branded tablet PC businesses for small town India, again before the iPad was launched. So I do understand a little bit about that world. Before that, I was a supply chain and logistics guy for many, many years. So I'll be interested to assist with that, and I kind of relate with many of the companies that pitched over here because some of them were close to the businesses that I failed in, or the startups that I failed in. I've attempted stuff in the comics world, stuff in the learning and education world. I've failed in doing something with music and music tech, and stuff for creators essentially, right? So very close to my heart. I'm a big comics guy. I still collect a lot of comics today. So yeah, happy to assist in any way I can. I will try making time as much as possible given my current journey as well.
Super. Awesome. Always, Sarath, awesome to get your support for the startups. And I absolutely have always been inspired by your selfless work with many, many young folks who have started in the early days, in their initial 3 months or 4 months of their MVP stage, that I know personally how you have extended support, how you opened doors for them. I think that has inspired us to bring you and let other founders know about your work and carry forward the flag of supporting and helping each other. So thank you so much for sharing with us and extending support.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sharath. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bimlesh.
Thank you. Great. I would like to invite Srikanth. Is Srikanth Power?
No, he is not there. He's not there.
Can I invite Gaurav? Is Gaurav Singh there?
Gaurav not there.
Okay. I would like to now invite Swami.
Yeah, Swami is there.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Santosh and Bimlesh, many congratulations. It's very difficult to set up something. Am I audible, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, it's extremely difficult to set up something and then coordinate, bring everybody together, and make such a thing for a startup ecosystem possible. Very difficult, very unstructured ecosystem in India, technically, right? I mean, though we have so many incubators and all that happening, this is a very different kind of thing. So give a very quick introduction about myself. You know, I run part of two startups, one on the social sector. We scaled it up to 2-3 million and then kind of got an exit. Recently, I've taken an exit from Mojro. It's an AI-driven logistics platform. It's a SaaS-based company which I took an exit. Currently working in a corporate on building up a marketplace for an API marketplace. So that's the background from which I'm coming in. Why I got excited about it is when Vimlesh and Santosh were actually sharing what do they want to, how do they want to help startups and then make a living out of it in terms of creating an ecosystem and all that. So very, very interesting. I go back to 2013 or 14 when I first started up, part of the social startup. We had no clue on how to raise funds, what to do, what to pitch, whom to talk to. We were just all over the place. Kind of at least a year and a half I would have wasted on just setting up, saying, hey, this is what we want to do and this is what we want to elaborate, right? Simple things like a pitch deck. We were struggling, right? We were literally struggling. Even in the last venture where I got a reasonably good exit, but putting up we started as a marketplace. We did not know what are our strengths and weaknesses. We were 4 co-founders. We just felt, we overdriven by the passion and gone into a lot of things which we could have probably avoided in the first place. That's when we realized that, when somebody as an ex-entrepreneur or a set of people who have done it, dusted already, a set of people who are coming in and helping you with the specialization makes a huge, huge difference. Once we started getting those help, we converted our own company from a marketplace to a SaaS, and now we were able to get more funding and take it to the next level. So I realized how important 3 things are. One, a mentor who can take a step back. We are very passionate when we get an idea. The idea is not everything. Execution makes a lot of difference in the whole thing, right? So we somehow get drowned in idea and then we kind of submerge in that. Once you step out 10,000 feet away and then see what you are doing, it makes a very different thing. If I have to restart again, I know what all mistakes I did to go and correct it, right? So with that as a context, if somebody is offering us that as a structured program and a help, that's awesome. If we had opportunity earlier, maybe we would have done better. But that as an act, many can give you funding. Many can give you 1 week, once in a month, kind of an overview and say, hey, you could have done this, you could have done that. It's very easy to say you could have done that and done this. But sailing across, working with you closely, hand-holding you, that's amazing. So I would really wish the 6 startups to have an amazing, coming weeks. Whatever help we could do in little capacity of either using our network or sharing our experiences in terms of failures, that definitely we are open for that. We look forward to see all of you scaling, making this both the foundership successful as well as you being successful. Wish you all very best. Happy to be part of this. Wonderful.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Swami.
Thank you so much, Swami. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your help. So we would love to invite Srikanth.
Yeah, Srikanth, you're up on stage.
Awesome. I'm having trouble with this because I'm on Mac and it just does not start. Okay, awesome. It started. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much. You know what? There are these times when you have like everything set and you know what you're going to talk, and then afterwards, you meet all these amazing people and this thing, and then suddenly you're like, oh my God, he stole my speech. I just cannot say anything right now. So I mean, I really know I'm gonna go impromptu, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say here, but I'm gonna say that Santosh and Vimlesh, great initiative, and I know Santosh since a decade. My earliest memory is like he when he was in Ayojak, and he would go everywhere on the motorbike, and his energy was like so was so amazing. And at first I would be like, what's going on? Like, you know, but why? And then suddenly, like, boom, I would just like explodes, right? You know, just a little bit about me. You know, I saw like, you know, these 20-year-old guys. You know, I went back. I started like, you know, I was the 5th employee at uSendit.com way back when in 2004. And that's when like I had my you know tryst with startups, and then what happened was that someone you know said that, you know, they like comics. You know, I love comics so much, like it was unbelievable that, you know, what I did was that, you know, I actually, and these are the times, this is way back in 2007, you know, I hired one, you know, we're talking about hustle, right? I hired one guy on Yahoo chat, you know, and told him that, hey, you know what, I've got like, you know, a bunch of comics, like really a lot. I will ship those comics to you, and all you have to do is that scan them and put them on a PHP website, you know, which another guy from Orissa made in like 7 days. And then, you know, so basically I would give them like 5 rupees for one comic, you know, just to upload the comic. And then suddenly in like 1 month, you know, we've got these comics, and in 3 months time, you know, we had 1 million unique impressions on our website, and we were Alexa 50,000, and we were making so much money that we did not know. But, you know, I come from a family of lawyers, and my brother had told me that, hey, you know what, there's something called as piracy, and, you know, you're gonna be in super amazing trouble. And that happened, you know. Everyone, all the publications wanted to get in touch with us and say that who are these people who are like, you know, they are doing, and, you know, we were just exploded in the underground comics community. And we got a cease and desist from DC Comics for $5 million. But, you know, that was like really my first hustle, you know. And then afterwards I started like about like 7 companies, like, or something like that, and I massively failed in most of them. You know, I succeeded in some, they got acquired, and, you know, just to cut short, you know, my last company was acquired by a public company in the US in 2017. And then while that was happening, you know, I realized that, you know, it was a hardware and software company, and I have you know, burned my fingers. You know, Bimlesh knows about it as well, about that company. And I burned my fingers, and I've realized that I'm not gonna do hardware ever in my life. You know, hardware is really, really hard. And we were really lucky that we got acquired, and it was a great outcome for us and for the investors, everyone. But, you know, just talking about that, you know, a lot of accelerators would like get in touch with me and say that, you know, hey, why don't you become a mentor and stuff? And I said that, hey, you know what, I'm not a mentor material at all. But all I can do is that, you know, I can share my experiences with everyone. And that's when, you know, I realized, you know, I was associated with like startups in India, in Germany as well. I still am. And that's when I realized, you know, and after I saw the amazing pitches as well, I realized that, you know, the quality of the entrepreneurs is going really up as compared to me. When I look back, when I was 21, I was such a noob, and I still am. But then it was like, you know, I look back and I cringed so much, and I saw these 21-year-olds like, you know, doing so amazing things. And what was I doing at 21? I don't even want to tell. But that's really, really amazing what the quality of the entrepreneurs which are coming, not just from India, but all over the world. You know, I'm associated with entrepreneurs in Spain, in Latin America, in Indonesia, and also in Germany. And that's when, like, you know, I you know, when I would be associated with entrepreneurs, I would tell them about these topics and stuff. You know, and one thing I've noticed which was lacking with everyone is that, you know, like, for example, you know, I see that everyone is really killing it when they're coding or designing and stuff. But one thing which was lacking was the business aspect, and that's the dearth which is being filled by Santosh and Bimlesh, right? And that is something which you guys need to really, really sharpen. And, you know, I'm also trying to, you know, help in my own way. And, you know, I've started a SaaS-based tool for early stage entrepreneurs so that, you know, they can you know, learn all these concepts and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, we are also giving financial help as well. So we've also started, you know, I used to angel invest in my own personal capacity, but me and my co-founder, we decided that since we are already doing it, why not start a fund? So we started a micro VC fund, and we are focusing on Southeast Asia and India. And in September, we will be announcing our first fund winners as well. And two are from Indonesia and one is from India. And at the same time, we are also, I am really passionate about startups. And I remember when I was growing, I would want someone like Santosh and Bimlesh, right? And that is something which was absolutely missing. And that's when I thought that over these years, over these like 14 years, people have helped me a lot. And now I want to help everyone in the startup space, not only with the funds, right, but also with mentorship, if I would say that word, and also with education as well. And so basically with my startup, we will be starting to give grants, so free grants to startups, right? So we will be giving 1 grant of 25,000 rupees each. It's a small amount, but it's like free money. Do whatever you want per week from October onwards. So we will be doing that and going forward from there as well. And plus we would be investing as well. So we are sector agnostic, and we invest like small checks, like of $5,000 to up to like $75,000 as well. So Santosh and Bimlesh all have my contact details as well. I'm also associated with them. So if anyone wants to get in touch with me, please, my DMs on Twitter are open, and you can just get in touch with me. And I love music too, so yeah. I love the creative
Awesome.
side. All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you, Srikanth.
Thank you so much for sharing. Great. So we have now we have a few more founders to go. We will not take long. We'll just keep it another 3 to 4 talk. We will have a lot of opportunities like this to bring founders and leaders and build this kind of giving and asking for support. Can I invite Shubhendu Panigrahi T. Jaram?
Yeah.
Hi Santosh, can you hear me?
Hi, we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know why my camera is not working. Same
No,
Mac problem.
we can hear you out. Please go ahead.
Yeah, cool. So thank you both of you for inviting me, and that's I think amazing batch of 6 startups. I know one of them personally, the Madcap guys, for almost 7-8 years. So a small world. And I agree with all the previous founders who spoke about you guys, right? You are the best in position to do this. I guess what Swaminathan said, right? The ecosystem is growing, the number of startups are growing, but still there is a gap, right? And the gap is where you are hitting the right position, right? There are funds who will let founders struggle in their initial journey and basically let the last man standing, and based on that they will invest, right? That's an easy job. The difficult part is those 4 months, 5 months of the first year, right? When people struggle to find their co-founders, people struggle to find their first customer. They don't know what product market fit is, right? Even if they have money, they don't know how to build the right team. That's where they need handholding, right? If you can have more good people standing, right, then probably all the VCs will get benefited. Now they're just waiting and seeing, okay, there are startups who are working on their own, and some people will succeed and some people will die, and we'll just invest on the succeeding ones, right? But I think your focus is amazing. And like many of the founders, I know Santosh for almost 11 years. I was going through the first tweet we exchanged. That was 2010 July, right? So, and I've seen him grow as a founder, and he has also helped me a lot. In fact, a few of my angel investment that I got was through Santosh Network, right? So this is how we have been helping each other. I think that's what this forum is all about, right? And like Santosh mentioned, I'm there for the founders. Some of the areas where I can help is hiring, and that's what I do for a living. So I run a company called Skillenza, which helps companies to hire talent through hackathons and challenges. So any of the founders who are looking to hire early talent, anything they want to just brainstorm, right? How do they bring their first programmer, first designer, right? Even if like, how do we interact with mentors, right? You have to, when you're choosing mentors, there is a way to choose the right set of mentors, right? So I think that's very important. And what I think, what other founders, like Srikanth said, right, most of the things other founders have mentioned, I want to touch base with one thing is that we founders, right, this is for all the 6 startups, that we need a lot of emotional support, right? That is missing, right? If you have somebody like Santosh, I call Santosh, right? I call Santosh and say, Santosh, I'm facing this problem. It's not no help. It's just like a sounding board, right? I think that is what would be required in your early part, right? You will get confused. Srikanth, I love you too. so I know Srikanth, just like Santosh, I know Srikanth for almost 10 years, right? Almost 10 years. Basically, that's what I would like to focus is the emotional support is something that you guys would require, right? And if you can find a fellow founder, fellow investor, does not matter, but this journey is going to be very tough, right? And especially this first couple of years is going to be tough till you probably raise your pre-series A or series A rounds. And that obviously that comes with its own set of problems, but money will solve some of the problems, right? So here today you don't have money, you have to convince your life partner, you have to convince your parents, you have to convince your kids, maybe, right? In some of the founder cases, I think they have to convince their kids also why they are starting up after 25 years in the corporate, right? You have to sell to your first employee, you have to sell to your customer, you have to sell to your investor, right? So this is a tough journey. I think find somebody where you can find emotional support. They can help you becoming a sounding board, right? So that will be a small piece of suggestion. And feel free to ping me on LinkedIn or Twitter. I'll be happy to help you out in probably getting people hired, right? Building your team. And I don't take pride in that, but I have 100 plus investors in my cap table, 100 plus angel investors and a couple of VC funds. So if you're looking to raise some money, I could definitely help you there, right? Few connections. So that'll be all from my side, Santosh and Bimlesh. Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure. And Subhendu, to add to Subhendu has been wholeheartedly supporting the ecosystem in various initiatives. Some of the things that he has initiated, such as reverse pitching, was first of its kind in India, where the investors pitched to the startups as early as, I'm talking about 2012-13. So we are fortunate that there are a lot of such initiatives that we now heard, and there are many which we couldn't bring today, but we will be bringing them as we go on. India's startup ecosystem is absolutely thriving. It does a lot magic that one can imagine. It's just the right path that one needs to find out. So great. Thank you, Subhendu, for coming in and sharing your thoughts.
Thanks, Santosh. Thanks, Bimlesh.
Thank you, Subhendu. Thank you.
We'd love to now call Vadi.
Vadi Raj. Yes.
Vadi Raj.
Radhiraj, you need to accept the invite.
He's there. We will, the session might go on for another 10 to 15 minutes. We'll keep it short. I know that we are going beyond the time, but we will allow us another 10 to 15 minutes to.
Yeah, we'll try Vadi again after some time. You have.
Can you go to Pradeep or Ganesh?
Yeah, I just found Ganesh. Let me call Ganesh. Yeah.
Wow, this is a little surprising. I didn't expect to be called. I think really excited to be here listening to the first cohort. Congratulations, guys, to all the founders and to foundership, to you, Santosh and Bimlesh and the entire team. I think this early stage assistance for startups, especially in how to think through the idea and building the concept of focus very early, is very, very critical. I think through the 8 years of startup life I have run with 4 different startups, 2 of which worked. One of them is working right now. I don't know. Let's see. So by the way, I run casual footwear startup called Flatheads, and used to run a mobile payments company called Momo. Ran 2 other startups which didn't work, failed startups as well. I think that the concept of focus took me a long time to learn. Coming from 15 years of corporate where many things were on your plate, and the concept of doing many things at once was something to be proud of, right? I have seen that the odds of success increase significantly when you start doing that, right? And I like the concept where you bring in the specific focus around customer, product, revenue model, and so on, and the core team, and those are the first 4 things that you need to get right even before you get your business rolling. So very cool. Kudos to building that entire structure around foundership as an idea, and then bringing capital on top of that as well, which is the next critical phase, right? So I think you guys have thought through it very, very minutely and in detail before you've decided to launch it. So I like the thought process more than anything else behind this concept. May the tribe grow is all I'll say. Looking forward to many more very, very interesting startups coming through. And I myself pinged you guys completely randomly when I saw Santosh's post talking about foundership. We were in the middle of our fundraise, and I just wanted to bounce off a couple of questions to Santosh. Surprisingly, both Santosh and Bimlesh showed up on the call, which I was not expecting at all. So thanks for that. You guys are genuinely out there to help startups is what I see, without any expectations out there. So startups out there in the cohort and future startups joining these guys, you guys are in good hands for sure. So wish you guys the best, and looking forward to a lot more interesting stuff coming from Foundership.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We love your work too. We love your drive.
Thank you.
Great. So could we
have Vadiraj available?
Is available? Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. We have Amarinder too. Hopefully.
Vadiraj, we are waiting for you to accept the invite now. Okay. I think you guys have a challenge. Yeah, we can go on to the next.
We can bring up Pradeep and Amarinder.
Hi, I hope you can hear me for sure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
And the camera is booting up, I guess. No, I had not, switched on the camera. Okay, this is great. So first things first. Okay, Srikanth, I've reported this issue, and my team replied already saying this is already a reported issue, and the dev bandwidth is the reason why this issue is not fixed. So, okay, that way we are actually clear about it. Okay, the second thing is, the startups that we saw has been so wonderful, and the foundership team has done a brilliant job. The gap is so beautifully real that when I was in the initial years, I would have absolutely needed something like this foundership, and I did not have. Because of which I've made a ton of mistakes, and I had to take a lot of hit in my business to unlearn it. So highly recommend foundership to all the founders and the early stage ones that I know of. And why is this early stage mentorship is absolutely required is because it short circuits the journey in a big way, and I'm sure all the other founders who've actually spoken have actually spoken about it. So from that perspective, this short circuiting is a critical missing piece in our Indian ecosystem, and also globally, I guess, because even investors, when they say they are early stage investors, only when we pitch sufficiently we discover that what they mean by early stage and what we think is early stage are actually two different things. So from that, perspective, I think, foundership is a great bridge, between very early stage to early stage, and making a startup succeed. My best wishes to both Santosh and Bimlesh, and my kudos to all the startups who pitched today. I'm already spreading it. I've downloaded and I've started looking at their websites, all of that stuff. Some people even replied, which was so exciting for me. And I wish to offer any help that you want, in terms of quality of products, testing, automation, and building a culture, and also about building a brand for your company and marketing. So these are the areas where you could absolutely reach out to me on. Best wishes and happy Independence Day to everybody, and bye bye. See ya.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you so much.
We will love to invite Amarinder Singh.
Yeah, he's joined.
Welcome, Amarinder. Hi.
Hi, Amarinder.
Happy to see you.
Yeah, same here. Likewise. In fact, I don't know. I've been so emotional, right? I'm seeing all the old friends over here, Shubhendu, Shrikant, and I have nothing else to add to what they have already shared about both of you. That we have known you for long. You've been always been available for help. As a CEO of IOJerk, as a customer care executive of IOJerk, or as a community builder, anytime, any country, any time zone, any format, email or chat, right, you've been available. So, first of all, many congratulations for doing this, and congratulations to all the startups whom we saw today, right? And it's great. It's great to see this happening, and and again, Shrikant was here, and he was. I realized that 10 years, and he's still the same, in every aspect. But yes, there are some of his very interesting posts. I remember of what he has gone through before the exit, the highs and the lows, and what toll it can take on you and your on your even on your human body for that matter, right? So wishing all the very best. Is there anything specific you want me to quickly?
Well, I think you've been an absolute believer in the ecosystem. As someone, nothing much to gain but to invest time is an amazing thing that you put on for so many years. That's a testimony of kind of like a appreciation beyond the words. So we love to that is exactly the reason we wanted to bring people up like you and many who came in. I'm sure there are many other ones. We will bring them time and again as we do more of these formats. But if you could sort of share a little bit of insights on how founders have been helping India's ecosystem. So anything that you feel, please share about.
Sure. So very very quickly, for the last 1.5 hours, right? I'm on the other side, right? So we started Open Coffee Club, in 2007 when there was, when it was like very very early days, right? But as everybody has been, sharing over here, that the ecosystem has grown, and the quality of startups and the access to capital. And as very Santosh rightly mentioned, the 3 C's, right? How the dynamics on those have changed. When it comes to help, I can only share one thing with all of you with full conviction and my heart that I run CIO Association of India, which is one of India's oldest and largest CIO community, and Open Coffee Club background. See, every organization or every every organization, right? Formal, informal structure. They have the rules and regulations. Or every every organization, right? Formal, informal structure. They have the rules and regulations. But if you genuinely reach out to someone, if you're I mean, what I'm trying to say that if you genuinely reach out with a good intent, irrespective of whatever is the format of the structure outside, people will help. I mean, the other side only wants to see that genuineness in you. If that is there, they will find means, they will find ways, formal, informal, structured, unstructured, on the record, off the record, they will help you. So don't be shy, don't be hesitant, and we all are approachable, and we all are here, and we look forward to Santosh and Vimlesh doing more of these forums and trying to connect these dots.
Fantastic.
Thank
you,
so much.
Amarinder. Thank you so much.
It's great hearing you.
Sure. Same here.
I think we are going beyond the 6:30 time frame, and I'm so glad that we all are around. Many are around, and a huge thanks to everyone to be sharing their time on a Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. Maybe the next one could be done on a weekdays, so we will see a lot more. And but thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much once again. See you all on the other side in the social lunch.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.